What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crypto Sherpa Show, where I read you the latest cryptocurrency news articles to keep you informed on what's going on in this space. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Let me connect my chat so I can see all you lovely people chiming in for today's show. And yes, we are live streaming to at least 15, 16 different platforms right now. We're on YouTube, we're on Rumble, we're on X, we're on Facebook, we're even on some Russian social media site called, what do you call it? It is OK.ru. So we are streaming all over. I'm still trying to sign up for more accounts to be able to get the Bitcoin Bench show as many places as possible. So right now, I'm just testing it out here on my channel, the Crypto Sherpa Show. So don't give me a follow at any one of these platforms, Kit, Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, wherever. Hit that subscribe and like button. Just like, let's get the word out on all this crypto news. And then what else is going on today in the crypto club space? Well, if you're in Plano, Texas, we're having a block party tonight at 6 o'clock. You're going to meet Bitcoin Ben, our operators there. And it's going to be a fun night. And then on this Saturday, if you're in Scottsdale, Arizona, Bitcoin Ben and Heidi will be out there for a meetup. Check our meetups socials there. And then August 2nd, Saturday, is our Las Vegas grand opening. So yeah, go to bitcoinben.io. and check out all of our clubs, all of our programs we got going on. And yeah, so let's talk about the news. What's going on today, though? Like as the title said, Russian parents want actually Bitcoin. They get like a birth benefit when they have children out there. And looks like 26% of those parents want to spend it on Bitcoin. So let's go through this article to learn a little bit about it. So 2/3 of Russian families would like to invest in financial assistance granted by the state to boost fertility, and cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are among most favored options. Now, according to a new survey, the majority of moms and dads don't have a clear idea about what they may do with the one-time benefit given for a birth of a child in Vladimir Putin's Russia. Now, few families in Russia know what they can spend maternity pay on. Only a fifth of Russian parents are aware of the things that they can buy with the government aid to support birth rate. Now, a recently conducted poll has found about 19% knew the exact list of options that the Gazeta.ru news portal reported to on Wednesday. And more than half of 54% could name just a few. And then 27% did not understand the question. Strangely enough, more women, 34% than men, the 22%, didn't know about the possible ways they could spend the money, according to a study by the Renaissance Insurance Group. Now, the poll is focused on what authorities in Moscow call maternity capital. This is a federal subsidy meant to encourage Russian families to have more children. Now, launched in 2007, the program has been providing financial assistance to married couples upon the birth of adoption of a second or subsequent child since 2020. Now, it has been expanded to include firstborns as well. Now, this year, the amount granted for a first child is more than 690,000 Russian rubles. That's roughly almost $8,800 US, and almost 222,000 rubles, or $2,800 US, for the second and subsequent children if the family has already received the first grant. So there's money on the table right there, and some of them won't actually buy Bitcoin. Now, parents don't get the cash. Instead, they receive a special certificate that they can use for various purposes, such as improving living conditions by renovating their home, for example, making a down payment for a mortgage, or contributions to a retirement fund. Now, asked to name some categories of costs, they would like to cover the largest group, which is 30% said buying a car. Now, the top 3 answers also included using the funds as a safety net for unexpected and important expenses, which was 28%, and then the pay medical bills was 22% of the voting. Now, another 21% of the respondents shared that they would rather spend the state aid on cosmetic home repairs, while almost as many, or 20%, said that they want to finance training courses to improve their professional qualifications. Now, 1 in 4 parents want to invest maternity money into crypto. The authors of the survey established that a significant portion of the participants are ready to make riskier investments. Among them, they listed stocks at 30%, bonds at 26%, and last but not least, 26% admitted that they would consider acquiring crypto assets, hopefully Bitcoin, because that's the one they definitely want to get. Now, on the question of who should control spending, 38% of the polled were categorical that parents should have the privilege. Among parents, men are more likely than women to support this view, 41% against and 35% respectively. Now, some 17% are convinced that such decisions should be made by all people in a household, and 45% are ready to entrust the management of the maternity capital to their children, although over half of them emphasized reaching a certain age before handing over control. Now, Putin's aid comes with a number of caveats that Russians were recently warned about in another article published by the Gazeta.ru in mid-June. For example, when buying a new home, every family member should be allocated a share as required by law, and this can seriously complicate any future deals with an apartment, according to the Russian realtor Maria Kretz, who explained that in order to sell a home in which a child holds a share, it's necessary to obtain permissions from the authorities, a confirmation that the child's living conditions will improve after the sale. Now, in practice, this means parents need to take care of purchasing alternative real estate in advance where the child's rights will be fully respected, the realtor elaborated on. So it's just saying there was a poll taken in Russia that, some people want to spend their birth certificate or their birth benefits on crypto. Just a small percentage of it. Also, some wanted to do home renovations. Some wanted to do buy a car, just anyway like that. But it was I guess this is just curious to them because it's people actually want crypto, they're willing to get into it, but they also want stocks and bonds too. But the crypto was astonishing to them. It's what? That just tells you guys that times are changing around the world, not just in America. This was a Russian article coming straight from Russia. Not sure which one it was, but this is a Russian article just saying that the population over there, they're interested in Bitcoin. They know about it. It's not just some mystery digital money in the air, which doesn't happen. That's a big misconception out there for those of you new. Bitcoin is not just made out of thin air. You actually need crypto miners, roughly ASIC miners. They cost thousands to tens of thousands of dollars to actually buy one. Then you need to actually hook that up to a computer, a mining pool, or your own pool, and then you have to supply the electricity to it. So it costs money and it takes time. A person's got to do it. So it's not just made up out of magic thin air. It is actually the best way to transmute energy. So but everyone knows about it, and Russian parents want to start getting some more Bitcoin. So way to go, parents. Keep it up, because that's the most benefit thing you can do for your children. If you get some money and you can put it into Bitcoin, make that your savings account. Put that in their wallet. By the time the kids come to age outside of a house, that Bitcoin, oh man, with everything going on right now, could be astonishing. But that was our first news article we're going to be covering today. And Brian Patterson, what's up, brother? Thank you for joining the show. I love you being here. Now let's continue on with our next news article on PNC Bank to launch crypto trading via Coinbase partnership. So institutional interest in crypto has been rising as regulatory clarity increases in the United States. So we're going to be in so many more of these articles, just as, again, we got clear regulations in play now, so banks are jumping on board. So let's hear about PNC's bank, and I guess Coinbase is going to be their custodial partner. Or let's find out. So PNC Bank is set to offer crypto services to clients through a new partnership with Coinbase, following the signing of a federal crypto legislation. Now, PNC Bank announced its crypto move on Tuesday. With Coinbase support, the U.S. bank will offer its clients the ability to buy, sell, and hold digital assets without logging out of their accounts. Now, the move will be made possible through Coinbase's crypto as a service platform. In turn, PNC Bank will offer Coinbase some of its banking services. Now, in a statement, the PNC chairman and CEO, William Demchok, said that partnering with Coinbase speeds up the bank's ability to bring crypto financial solutions to its clients. Now, the bank cited a growing demand for access to digital assets on its platform. And now, according to its Quarter 2 2025 earnings report, PNC Bank had $421 billion in client assets under management. Now, at the end of the quarter, it serves both retail and institutional clients, including corporations and government agencies. Now, PNC Financing Service Group, the parent company of PNC Bank, was up 0.59% on the day Tuesday at the time of publication, according to Google's Finance. And Coinbase's crypto as a service platform offers custodial, brokerage, and payment services for institutions. Now, this partnership comes days after the U.S. President Donald Trump signed the Genius Act into law, and that's a bill that regulates stablecoins and their issuers in the United States. Now, PNC Bank joins other institutions in the crypto fever. Is it fervor? I'm pretty sure they meant fever, because all these banks are getting on board. But PNC Bank's entrance into the crypto market comes as financial institutions, including banks, are becoming increasingly tied to digital assets. On July 15th, traditional banks JP Morgan Chase and Citigroup announced plans to involve in stablecoins. Cryptocurrencies that are pegged to fiat currency like the US dollar, it's going to be one-to-one backing. And now on Wednesday, Bank of America announced its stablecoin move. So the move comes amid increased regulatory clarity in the United States and bullish uptick for certain cryptocurrencies over the past month. We got Bitcoin, which is seeing a little red today. It's at 118,000, but hey, we've been holding above 100,000 for some time now, and that's pretty awesome. Let's see, Ether is still at 3,600 right now, but that's still up 70% since I believe the beginning of the year. And XRP is at $3.29, so not bad. And this is all data from CoinGecko. Now, Congress is currently weighing in a market structure bill that could lead to more regulatory certainty for crypto assets, giving crypto companies and institutions more confidence about Web3 in the US. So yeah, we're getting just tons more regulation and everything. And that's good because beforehand, we didn't have that. It was just like a do it at your own risk. And like, they can come at you no matter what going, oh yeah, you did something wrong. You want to pay a fine or a fee. So nobody wanted to do business. They went away to another country or place to say, get like some better regulation and rules. It's like, oh, I can do this. Okay. It's not just hidden in terms. So because we're getting these regulatory changes happening, that everyone's coming out of the crypto framework, or what was that saying? That they're coming out of the basement. Not saying that. They're coming out of the basement and like they're just finally going, oh yeah, we can be a part of this now. We got rules we can follow. Done, we're in it. So PNC Bank's partnering with Coinbase to facilitate this. And yeah, we're just going to keep getting more and more banks getting involved. And starting off with stable coins. And that's, again, like how does that benefit Bitcoin? Well, again, like the more that you can continue to really print stable coins out there. And usually when that happens, it's bullish news for Bitcoin because that just still shows you it's still one-to-one the dollar, and the dollar's still losing its value and its purchasing power. So it's just like when that goes down, Bitcoin goes up. So still, the more they continue using this and they need to print more of it, that's just bullish signs for Bitcoin. That's my views on it. But that is our PNC Bank news. We're going to continue on with some more bank news of Bank of England. But first up, is this Chase on Facebook? I finally saw you yesterday. Looking good, Sherpa. Chase, you're always looking good out there, brother. You're in Maine right now working on some boats, or are you at the fire department now? I forget, but keep up the great work for what you're doing up there. But thanks for tuning in live. I love seeing you here. But yeah, let's continue on for our next article, continue on with the banks. But it looks like the Bank of England is mulling over about banning CBDCs. Like at first, yeah, the US already banned it, but now it looks like some other countries might be thinking the same thing. So the UK central bank is considering abandoning its digital pound plan as its governor, Andrew Bailey, favors private payment innovations over a state-backed CBDC. Now, Britain's central bank is reportedly considering axing its central bank digital currency plans over concerns that it may not be beneficial to the bank or the financial system. Now, the Bank of England is reconsidering its plans for a consumer-focused digital pound amid growing skepticism about its necessity and benefits. Now, Bloomberg reported on Tuesday, citing people familiar with the matter, Bank of England officials are privately encouraging banks to accelerate payment innovations instead of creating a consumer CBDC. Now, the central bank's governor, Andrew Bailey, stated that he would need a lot of convincing if commercial bank innovation succeeded. And he said, I think that's a sensible place to do it. He told the Treasury Committee at a parliamentary hearing on Tuesday that if that's a success, I question why we need to introduce a new form of money. Now, the move is the latest sign of dwindling support for the state-backed digital currencies globally and is a retreat from the Bank of England's previous position that the digital pound was likely needed. Now, on that basis of our work to date, the Bank of England and HM Treasury judge that it is likely a digital pound will be needed in the future, Bailey said in 2023. So that was 2 years ago. Now, the UK is slowing to adopt its CBDCs because the US policy think tank Atlantic Council shows that the UK CBDC is in development and is comparatively behind other jurisdictions with its digital currency, as Bloomberg reported that no final decision has been made yet on whether to proceed or not. The project has reportedly attracted the attention of conspiracy theory groups, faced attacks from lawmakers, and prompted over 50,000 responses, mostly critical during a request for public comments. Now, privacy concerns from consumers have been raised in addition to fears of destabilizing bank runs during crisis. Now, there were also concerns about the foreign or big tech stablecoins potentially undermining the British pound. So yeah, so they had all that to consider as well. But the U.S. and its anti-CBDC bill passes, so this may have a little play in their judgment as well. But CBDCs have been halted across the point in the U.S., with the House passing the Anti-CBDC Surveillance State Act, in addition to the two crypto bills last week. Now, the bill is designed to block the Federal Reserve from issuing or testing a CBDC without explicit congressional approval. And again, if you guys don't know what CBDC stands for, it stands for Centralized Bank Digital Currency. So there you go. So I'm just going to continue saying CBDC because that's a long thing to say every time. But earlier this week, Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene said that the Genius Act stablecoin regulation bill creates a backdoor for the government to create a CBDC veiled as a privately issued crypto token. Now, the CBDC ecosystem is expanding. Only 3 countries have launched a CBDC so far. We got the Bahamas, Jamaica, and Nigeria. And there are 49 countries in the pilot phase, 20 in development phase, and 36 in the research phase, according to Atlantic Council CBDC Tracker. Now, they're either working on their own, maybe they made some partnerships with XRP Ripple, but because I know they made some partnerships out there to work on other countries' CBDCs. But no, so there's still 49 out there just in play. We have 3 so far, but I think they may change their mind, may focus more on stable coins rather than digitized bank currency, because again, I think they would rather try to keep their currency stronger by having it pegged to that, but then having the bank have their own thing. So that's what's going on in the Bank of England. I'm sure the rest of the world is taking a deeper look into CBDCs and stablecoins now, since the US, again, we got clarity now, there's rules coming, and it's just they got to jump on fast. If the US starts and it starts taking off, these guys can't get left behind. So everyone's going to be considering and probably eyeing this a lot more. And I'll keep you informed if any more news articles comes through. Now let's move on to some more news with some Bitcoin accumulation. Looks like Mara, this Bitcoin mining company holding, plans an $850 million convertible note offering to fuel Bitcoin buys and repay debt. So that's right. So Mara Holdings looks to expand its crypto holdings and restructure its existing debt. So Bitcoin miner Mara Holdings said it plans to raise $850 million through a private sale of 0% convertible senior notes due in 2032. Oh, so that happens to be the date when the next Bitcoin halving is supposed to happen. So, ooh. Now, the deal aimed exclusively at qualified institutional buyers includes an option for initial buyers to purchase an additional $150 million of notes, potentially bringing the total raise to $1 billion, according to a filing with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission on Wednesday. Now, how can I get rid of this ad? Boom, there we go. Now, the notes won't pay regulatory interest and are convertible into cash and shares of Mara stock, or a mix of both, depending on buyers' choices. Now, they are set to mature in August 2032, but investors will have an option to require Marathon to repurchase the notes in 2030 if certain stock prices conditions are not met. Now, Mara will also have the right to redeem the note starting in 2030, subject to certain thresholds. Now, the miner plans to use a portion of these proceeds, up to $50 million, to repurchase some of the existing 1% of convertible notes due in 2026, helping just reduce its short-term liabilities. Now, the rest of the funds will be used to buy more Bitcoin, support general operations, expand its infrastructure, and fund strategic acquisitions. The company said that a portion of the money will also go toward capped call transactions, a type of financial hedge designed to protect against stock dilution if the notes are converted into equity. Now, these moves help maintain shareholder value while also giving investors upside exposure to the stock. Mara currently holds 50,000 Bitcoin, which is around like $5.9 billion on its balance sheet, according to data tracked by the Bitcoin treasuries. And this makes it the second largest publicly listed holder of Bitcoin, behind only the granddaddy of corporate Bitcoin accumulators, Strategy, and far ahead of any of its peers in the mining sector. Now, Mara shares were trading lower by 4% at $19 in the pre-market trading on Wednesday. I wonder where it's at today. Oh, wait, today is Wednesday. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so lost with track of days now. So Mara, the stock is down 4%, but no, they're going to keep buying Bitcoin again. Everyone's going to keep following Strategy's plan. Like, it doesn't matter where the price is, they're going to keep acquiring it because it's the only true scarce asset we have out there that we can also use as a currency. So they're just getting it now before it becomes like the true currency and everyone's just spending it now, because that's the only way to collect it. You won't be able to just go to the exchange over the counter. You'll be asked to have to mine it yourself, or you're going to need to accept it as payments. That's like really going to be the only way to soon accept it. So start collecting that Bitcoin now before it's too late. If you need help, join the club. If you know the website, right there, bitcoinbed.io. So definitely, we're here to help, guys. So that is our Bitcoin news going through. Let's take a quick commercial break. And I do know that the ad is kind of laggy. The wording lips don't sync. It's because with this new streaming service, the videos I can upload on here have to be under 50 megabytes. So I had to compress that file at least like 6 times to get it on here. So that is totally why the lips are out of sync, but the message is still true and clear. So we'll be right back after these messages.
Attention visionaries and pioneers, the future of wealth is here, and it's spelled BITCOIN, Bitcoin. Introducing the exclusive Loans for Bitcoin program at the Bitcoin Bend Crypto Club, where your good credit unlocks 0% interest loans for up to 2 years, or term loans up to $250,000 spread over 7 to 12 years. Why wait? Use this capital to acquire the world's fastest appreciating asset, Bitcoin. With prices hovering around 94,000 and projections aiming much higher by the year's end, the time to act is now. Leverage isn't just for Wall Street anymore. Arbitrage the low cost of your loan against Bitcoin's explosive growth. It's smart finance for the modern investor. And privacy matters. Our no KYC Bitcoin purchase program ensures you buy and self-custody your assets in your own wallet. Your keys, your Bitcoin, your future. And as the world shifts to digital currencies, be ahead of the curve. Front-run corporations, governments, in this greatest financial revolution of our times. I'm Jay Bose, CEO of Bitcoin Bend Crypto Club. Call or text us today at 941-413-6920 and get started on that loan application. Secure your legacy. You will thank yourself tomorrow.
And we are back. And yes, guys, again, if you need more information about all of our programs, go to bitcoinbend.io and everything is there for you that you need. But let us continue on with the news. What else is going on? Oh, I've got some scams going on today on the Solana network. And which one is it? Well, looks it's because of the Prince of Darkness's death yesterday. That's right. Ozzy Osbourne passed away at, man, what age was he? I forgot. But because of his death, it has sparked a wave of rug pulls out there on Solana. So be careful for these pump and dump coins out there. If you're playing with it, that's your own risk to try to get in and out before they dump it. But no, so there's a lot of them going out there. But Ozzy Osbourne's death on Tuesday has sparked a wave of scam tokens on Solana as bad actors exploit the heavy metal icon's legacy for quick cash grabs. Now, the death of the legendary rock star Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, on Tuesday has triggered a frenzy in the crypto markets. Within hours, opportunistic developers began minting Ozzy and Rip Ozzy tokens across the Solana blockchain, hoping to capitalize on the heavy metal icon's passing. Now, blockchain data reveals at least 15 Solana-based meme coins bearing Ozzy's name launched in the past 2 hours alone. Many of these tokens attracted speculative traders with promises of quick gains, but turned out to be classic pump and dump schemes. Now, in several cases, developers pulled liquidity from their token pools within minutes of the launch. Now, according to on-chain data, at least 10 of these tokens were confirmed rug pulls, draining an estimated 1,625 Solana tokens from liquidity pools, which is roughly 325,000 US dollars at the current market prices. Additionally, suspected scams from smaller pools could push total investor losses to between 1,675 and 1,725 SOL, which is still roughly between 335,000 and 345,000. But this pattern echoes other opportunistic scams, such as those seen on Bitcoin's Pizza Day when meme coin shysters, that's the word, profited over $200,000 in rug pulls. So a report by Solidus Labs claimed that up to 98% of tokens on Pumped Off Fund were rug pulls or pump and dump schemes, a claim that the project refuted by saying Solidus lacks a basic understanding of meme coins. But 98% of meme coins, just like NFTs, tweets, Instagram posts, trading cards, and most art, are worth little in the long run. And that's precisely the point. What is important is the availability of a functioning marketplace connecting motivated buyers and sellers and the underlying cultural expression to which the market attributes or assigns value over that time. But that's where the magic happens and where we learn what's truly valuable, said Pumped Off on spokesperson. They're still trying to claim, like, oh no, like it's still value in the meme coins. Like, this is what it all is. People understand it. It's like, no, they don't understand it. People get in, they see a token, especially if they're brand new. Because usually with someone brand new in the crypto space, they think, oh yeah, I'm going to make a lot of money really fast. And it's like that can happen, but it's, again, also those people are probably involved in like a rug pull scam type of situation where some of the people who were successful got out before the dump actually occurred, because that's a lot of these pump and dump schemes and scams happen. Like they really pump it up on social media accounts, like, get this coin. They promise you quick and fast gains. This would really entice you. But again, most of those people will just still leave their bag holding. Their creators will dump the token, all of its liquidity, and then you're just left holding a useless token with no value at all. It's just sitting in your wallet. It's kind of a sad thing to see. So be careful with a lot of these meme coins out there. If you want to invest, go into Bitcoin. If you're playing with meme coins, I honestly say that's gambling. And if you want to play that game, or go to the casino and play Russian roulette, or not Russian roulette, you can go that way, or play the roulette table, go by memes. But that's what I see meme coins as. I like to stick with the big dog, the ones actually making changes in the world, or some tokens out there with actual utility. So that's what I like to follow, and I just buy and hold. I'm a long-term holder. Like Bitcoin Ben said this morning too, it's like, we don't have time. I don't have time to look at the screen, follow the charts every single day. It's not happening. Like, I'm busy here. We got a lot of stuff happening at the club, like lots of moving parts. Like, I just can't sit down and watch. Like, I'm lucky to get this hour to do my show, which I still love doing every single day, and bringing you those daily crypto news articles, because it keeps me informed on what's going on, and it just keeps you guys as well. So yeah, so there's just no time for that, but get Bitcoin. That's the main one you had. Don't mess with these rug pull coins. And again, we're probably see a couple of them more because of Aussie. And again, meme coins usually pump when like some event usually happens, a celebrity's death, a new project getting released, or just something else. Like during the election days times, we had Trump and Biden coins that's like pumping like no other. So that's usually a sign that if you want to play that game, that's what it kind of looks like. But just be aware that there's a lot of rug pull tokens on there, and a lot of them are right now are representing the Ozzy Osbourne and his death that passed away. But rest in peace, Ozzy. But let's continue on with the news now. What else is happening in the crypto space? Looks like we have Tether, the USDT stablecoin, reveals an extensive investment portfolio of over 120 companies and billions in assets. So it's going to make sense of what their USDT stablecoin could be backed by, not just one-to-one for the dollar. I'm sure it's other investments, but now we're getting a look into their portfolio. So let's take a look, or a little gander. So Tether CEO Paulo Arduano has publicly disclosed significant details about the company's investment portfolio, demonstrating a diversified strategy that goes beyond its stablecoin USDT reserves. Now, according to Arduano, Tether has invested in over 100 different companies. This portfolio, funded by the company's operational profits, including assets valued at over $137 billion, is a report highlighted that within this portfolio, over $94.5 billion is invested in U.S. bonds. Now, identified investments areas include sectors such as Bitcoin, payments, mining, artificial intelligence, and tokenization. Arduano also mentioned that Tether has plans to continue at an accelerated pace of investment in the future beyond these large-scale investments. Now, the CEO himself revealed that 100% of his personal cryptocurrency portfolio is invested in Bitcoin. And you see that, guys, like I keep saying, like all these guys for the big-time players, they're in Bitcoin. They're not going really for the smaller coins. They may have like tiny bags, but a majority of their portfolio and their personal ones is Bitcoin. So I always follow the mantra as do as what these guys do, not what they say. Because if they're up on stage saying one thing, it's like, I just really want to take a look at what they're doing and do that. And because that's why they're so successful. So some specific companies Tether has invested in include the football club Juventus, the Bitcoin mining company Bitdeer, and the intelligence platform Crystal Intelligence. Furthermore, Tether announced a strategic investment in Oronics to boost its digital advance in Latin America. And now here's Paulo Arduano's Twitter post on the published portion of investments. Like, what do we see here? Academy Digital, Bitdeer, okay, that was like the main one, Rumble, Zengo, and yet we are streaming on Rumble. So if you guys are watching on Rumble, hit that like and subscribe button. So yeah, those are just a list of some of those companies. But other companies mentioned as beneficiaries of Tether's investment include Elementus Atlas, the Academy of Digital Industries, and Rumble. The portfolio also includes investments in companies such as Satellogic, BitRefill, Celsius Network, Zengo, and Aid Caragro. Arduino has also indicated that the list of over 120 companies will continue to grow. Now, this announcement is just part of Tether's broader strategy to diversify its assets and expand its influence in the global technology and financial ecosystem. Now, the company has also stated that it expects the numbers of companies it invests in to increase significantly in the coming months and years. And makes sense if they're holding on to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin pumps like all of us know where it was going to be going to, then they're going to have a surplus of funding they can use to invest into more companies. And they're not just going to spend that Bitcoin that they have. They're going to borrow against it to keep the Bitcoin they have because it's an asset you want to hold and never get rid of. So that's what Tether is doing, basically. And that's a little of their portfolio. So it's nice to get a little insight on there. And let's move on now to our final news article of the evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you guys are watching this. But looks like a Colorado pastor and a wife have been indicted on a $3.4 million crypto scam. Apparently, the pastor claimed that God told him to shill indexed coin, which caused financial losses of at least 300 investors. Tisk, 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 tisk. So let's go through this article to learn a little bit more about what exactly happened. So a Denver, Colorado-based online pastor and his wife were indicted Tuesday on charges related to a cryptocurrency fraud scheme that raised more than $3 million from faith-based investors. Now, online pastor Eli Regaldo and his wife Caitlin were indicted on 40 counts stemming from what Denver District Attorney John Walsh described as a multi-million-dollar cryptocurrency scam. Now, between January 2022 and July 2023, the Regalados allegedly solicited almost $3.4 million by encouraging people in their religious network to buy Index Coin, a token that created and sold through the Kingdom Wealth Exchange platform. They spent at least $1.3 million on personal expenditures, including a home renovation that they claimed the Lord told them to do, while only a small amount of proceeds went to the business venture. Now, according to the indictment, at least 300 people invested in the token, which authorities say maintained zero value, resulting in total losses for all investors. And here's the court use and the indictments, violations, and so on. Now, these charges mark a major step forward in our work to hold the Regalados accountable for their alleged crimes and to bring a measure of justice to the victims, said the Denver District Attorney John Walsh in a Tuesday press release, adding that, "I want to thank the prosecutors and investigators in my office, and particularly the investigators with the Colorado Division of Securities and the Colorado Attorney General's office, whose outstanding work on the case resulted in this indictment." Now, pastor claims divine guidance. The indictment comes 6 months after the Colorado-based online pastor and his wife were charged with fraud for their role in issuing and marketing the Index Coin scam and the token to their followers. And Cointelegraph reported on January 22nd that we allege that the Mr. Regalado took advantage of the trust and faith of his own Christian community and that he peddled outlandish promises of wealth to them when he sold them essentially worthless cryptocurrencies. Now stated by Colorado Securities Commissioner Tong Chan at the time, adding that the complaint alleged that Regalado targeted the community in Denver and claimed that God told him to do so. Now, cryptocurrency scams are a growing issue for retail investors out there. So this is a everyday common, everyday average Joes, average Janes out there. So you really got to be aware of this. But in May, an FBI-led investigation led to the arrest of a New Zealand-based man who allegedly stole $265 million worth of digital assets. Now, authorities say that the funds were used to buy luxury cars and designer goods. So scams are definitely, they're always going to be here. They've been around even way before cryptocurrency happened. We've all had those like back in the day. Well, not me. I'm young. But back in the day, there's people out there who would get those letters in the mail saying, oh, I'm Prince Abu Dhabi and need my money to be unfrozen. Send me this. But so it's like scams been around all the time. Some now are using crypto to get you access. So this just shows you in the crypto space, you got to be responsible for your own crypto and you got to be responsible for the security behind it. So you got to be aware of all what these scams look like, just so that way you don't fall for them. You need to take self-custody of your assets. Don't leave them on exchanges or trust brand new unknown exchanges out there. Just like use a trusted source to get your crypto on, put them in your own self-custody wallet, never share your seed phrase with anybody, and then never tell anybody how much crypto you have. Nobody needs to know that. It's your own investment to benefit yourself. But yeah, so the things we got to learn about. There's lots of stuff to pay attention to and learn in this space. And again, if you need help, that's why we're opening up these clubs everywhere. Here in Sarasota was our first one we did. Then we had Nashville a year later. After that, Boston, Massachusetts. A couple weeks ago, we had Dallas. And again, August 2nd is our Las Vegas. We're popping up. We're probably doing 10 a year. We're even like a private bank opening up in El Salvador. So it's like everything's going. Each one of these clubs are going to have a private bank backed by Bitcoin. So everything's going into a Bitcoin future now, guys. So you don't want to miss the bandwagon. You're still early-ish, but that early-ish is like really ending soon. So just start collecting Bitcoin. Again, you don't need a full Bitcoin. I know Bitcoin's price right now is, let me pull the charts. It is currently at $117,000 right now. You don't need 117 to buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin can be fractioned off into 1/100th of a millionth. So if you wanted to buy 5 cents, 10 cents for the Bitcoin, you can do it. If you want to put 20 bucks in, you can. You don't have to buy the full Bitcoin. You'll be owning if you bought 20 bucks worth, you'll probably be owning like 0.0000021 Bitcoin or something like that. So it's like, you don't need a full Bitcoin, but you definitely want to get some now, just before it's all gone. Again, there's only 21 million of it. It's a scarce asset. It's decentralized. It's trustless. It's public. And if you want to learn more about it, join the club. So everybody, I hope you guys did enjoy the show today. That is all the news I have for you. I think I have a couple of appointments today, plus a show later on. So have an awesome day, guys. Stay safe. Love you. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.
In a world where your data is constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing Calyx Solutions, your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty Laptop. With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges, it's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At Calyx Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calyxsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. Calyx Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702